Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mayor Billy Knight. It's time for our River City Chat. You know, I talked to you a couple of podcasts ago about our new water meters that is in the ground by now. You know, we got over 5,000 new water meters, and this is what it looked like. This is your new water meter that is now in the ground that I have been highly anticipating. And this water meter is going to hopefully solve a lot of our water issues from the standpoint of, you know, you being charged correctly, we're measuring the proper amount of water coming through your meter. This is supposed to help us solve that problem. So this is what it's looked like. So what I want you to do is, first of all, go outside and look at your meter. And if that box is higher than it should be, and we prefer that they be even with the ground, you know, you need to make sure you email us and make us aware of that location by way of address so we can make sure we get that meter level with the ground. Because, I mean, the meter box, now the meter is in the ground, but the box is sometime higher than the ground. And we want to make sure that that box is as level as the ground as much as possible, so you will not move it or somebody stump over it. Okay, so check that out. The other thing I reminded you of in our first podcast talking about this water meter was that now that we got them in the ground and we're testing them, we're finding that there's a lot of leaks on the customer side with their water. That means our water meter is hooked up. There's no leaks in our water meter, but there are leaks on the customer side of their property. Now, a letter should have gone out to you. You should have received the letter last Monday, sometime at least by last Saturday or Monday. It was mailed last Saturday and Monday. And you should have got a certified letter at that address where you have a leak. Now, if you have not gotten a letter, that means that you did not have a leak that we are concerned about. But if you got a letter, a certified letter, you need to send that card, sign that card, and send it back into office so we know you received that certified letter. And you should get a plumber, a professional plumber, to go out and evaluate your property to find out where that leak is. Because we do not want to be charging you a rate more than you should when you're not really using the water. So everything going through that meter, you're going to charge you for it. But if you got a leak someplace, then it's also going through the meter. Okay? That rate is also going through the meter, and you're going to be charged for it. But yet, you're not using it. You're losing that water. And we don't want to do that. So please go out and, if you got a letter, send that card back. And you call Public Works if you got any question. That's what the letter's telling you. Call Public Works if you've got any problem at all. But you need to get a professional plumber to evaluate your property to make sure we get that leaks corrected. That's on you, customer. Now, that's on you, citizen. That's not on the city. So we want you to do it because now, come December, if all goes well, we hope to go live with this, really charging you the rate that you should be getting based on what's going through this meter. I want to give you some other facts. Now, there's some rumor out there, you know, on Facebook, of course. They're saying that we have a senior citizen rate. There is no senior citizen rate. There is no senior citizen rate for water. Every senior citizen pay the same thing that goes through your water. What the senior citizen will get is an adjustment on when your bill goes out. If you're on a fixed income, that means you're on Social Security, you're on disability. We can make sure your bill comes by the time you get your check. Because some people are having to pay a late fee, or we're waiving a late fee because your check is not coming in at the time your bill is, and therefore it's causing you to be late paying your bill. The senior citizen rate is about giving you an opportunity to change the time in which you will get your bill so that you will not have a late fee. There is no senior citizen rate here in the city of Moss Point. There's no different for senior citizen than for anyone else. The only difference for senior citizen, you will be allowed to adjust the time your bill is received at your residence. The other question people are having is, am I going to get a discount because of the estimation we've been doing? Well, from 0 to 3,000 gallons of water, your minimum is $23.50. So if you're not using more than 3,000 gallons, then your minimum is going to be $23. And if you leaving 3,000 or more, then whatever more over the 3,000 that you're using, that's what you're going to pay. Now, when we've been estimating that, the minimum of that estimation is $129.43. If you're using less than 3,000, that's when you pay your minimum rate, which is $23.50. But anything over 3,000 gallons, you're going to pay whatever that usage is over $3,000. And with the estimation again, the minimum that you're paying with the estimation over $3,000, 3,000 gallons is $129.43. So I want you to understand that to know where we are right now. But come December, January, all of it's going to be based on what's going through the meter. The other question was, if I live above in Escatawpa, will I get a new meter? No. Anything above I-10 now, that's from Jackson County Utility District. And Jackson County Utility District is going to determine whether or not they're going to put new meters up there. But that's not on us now, that's on them. Your sewage rate is $70.50. And that is 3 times whatever your water rate is. That is, your water rate is $23.50 at the minimum. So 3 times that is your sewage rate. And the reason it is because the sewage rate is where your water is being purified as you go through the system. And of course, your reverse osmosis cost is $12. And that's all a part of that osmosis. $12 is also part of the sewage rate because that water is going through the system and it's purifying it. That's why you're paying $7 for that, because it's going through that reverse osmosis system. So I hope that's helpful, and we'll come back another time and go over this again, but just realize now, we think that we know that some of you got leaks out there, and you've received the letter by now. So if you got that letter, please send the card back in and get your professional plumber to check the leak on your side of the water meter so that you can get that corrected. Because we do not want to charge you any more than you should based on what's going through this meter. So the plan is now December, but we extended the contract so we can make sure we check all these things out and get these boxes in the ground like they should be. If we have to extend it before we go live, we'll do that, because when we go live, we really want to have this thing right. And we're not going to rush this process. Thank you, Moss Point. I hope you understand everything we're saying. And we'll come back again to, update you and continue to clear these things up so that you'll know exactly what we're trying to do. Have a good day.